Okay, so I was talking in my last video about this being the off season, and one of the things we're doing right now is gathering scion wood. Scion wood is wood that is about the thickness of a pinky, and we'll graft it onto rootstock in April to make new trees. Now we do have a map of the orchard so we know which varieties are where, but this is the kind of growth we're talking about. So scion wood really is, like I said, pinky length growth, and it's growth that's not really going to bear fruit. These very vertical branches, these aren't really going to be good fruit bearers. So what we'll do is we will prune them off. It has to actually be a little bit colder for a little bit longer before we start doing that. And then we will put them in wet newspaper, wrap that wet newspaper up with a garbage bag, and then we will put that in the refrigerator, keeping that nice and wet and cool until we make the trees in our grafting course in May. Once we've collected all the scion wood that we want to collect, then we'll just prune. We'll go through and we'll take out all these vertical limbs, and that will open up the tree to, it'll do a couple things. It'll open up the tree to light. It'll open up the tree to good airflow, so that'll decrease things like funguses. In addition to that, all this non-fruit bearing growth, of course, it still sucks energy out of the tree. By eliminating it, cutting it off, then the tree will invest in itself rather than in wood that's never going to bear anything. Now this little tree right here, this is just checking if this is semi-dwarf or a dwarf. This is actually a dwarf tree, so it's a fairly young tree. I bet if I looked at the map, it would be one of the varieties that we've planted this century. This is a standard, and it's pruned so that we can pick it with a ladder, or we can pick it with our 15-foot picker. When I was a small girl, we did have trees in this orchard which were 30 feet tall, and we couldn't pick the tops, we couldn't prune the tops, but we hired professionals and they helped us. Now you'll notice all that vertical growth up there is because we're having trouble pruning that high up. The problem is you have snow on the ground, and then you get a layer of ice on it, and then you can't get ladders on the ground to prune, or you're putting yourself in jeopardy of falling off the ladders, falling onto ice. And to be honest with you, we prune for the most part by ourselves alone. So there you are on the ice, injured. I have stories of my father getting his snowmobile stuck in the snow at the base of this hill in the last 10 years, and having to crawl up the hill because he couldn't walk up it because of the snow. And that's the kind of thing that we worry about. Now see, even this tree, which is the standard tree, which would have been one of the trees from the 1930s, even this has scion wood that we can cut and grow, things like this. So this will be pruned out. This little stuff actually isn't firm enough for scion wood, but especially as we go up, we've got some good wood there, some good wood here. This is a Jonathan tree, so that will be pruned out as we get into January and into February. Okay, I hope that answered some of your questions, and that will